case I looked at was the Board of Education of the Hendrick Hudson Central School District versus Rowley, 1982. A precursor to this was the Education of All Handicapped Children Act of 1975. This was the first major piece of legislation that significantly increased the role of the federal government in special education. The plaintiffs in this case were Nancy and Clifford Rowley and their daughter Amy, who were all deaf. The defendants were the Hendrick Hudson Central School District, and the issue of complaint was that the school district violated Amy's civil rights by not providing her with a sign language interpreter. After a due process hearing and a decision by the New York Commissioner of Education, the appeal by the Rowleys was sent to the Federal District Court. In 1979, Judge Vincent Broderick reversed the decision of the New York Commissioner of Education and ruled that the school district was not providing Amy Rowley with an appropriate education. The school district appealed this decision to the United States Court of Appeals, and they ruled 2-1 in favor of the decision of the district court, finding that without a sign language interpreter, Amy did not have the same opportunity as her classmates. And in December 1980, the school district appealed the decision to the U.S. Supreme Court. In June of 1982, the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that the Hendrick Hudson Central School District was providing Amy with an appropriate education. According to the court, the intent of the EAHCA was more to open the doors of public education to handicapped children on appropriate terms, rather than to guarantee any particular level of education once inside. In other words, the level of education being afforded to a student with disabilities was not properly prescribed in the language of the Individuals with Disabilities Act. The Supreme Court came up with a two-part test to determine if a free and appropriate public education was being granted. This was also known as the Rowley Standard. And it said that school districts had to provide special education programs that conferred educational benefit, and that what constituted a free, appropriate public education had to be determined by IEP teams on a case-by-case basis. This led to several new standards in the development of IEPs, such as a program must be individualized on the basis of the student's assessment and performance. The program must be administered in the least restrictive environment. Services must be provided in a coordinated and collaborative manner by the key stakeholders, and positive academic and non-academic benefits must be demonstrated. This and other legislative rulings have had a tremendous impact on the way teachers teach special education and the way that kids learn in today's special ed classrooms. One of the most important aspects being that the child was not just receiving the bare minimum, but receiving a meaningful education.